you're on Twitch?
What's good? Welcome back for another Friday Night Futon emergency video.
Emergency, we're back.
I wanted to do this last night, but I had to get a special guest. We got Caleb with the Eagles hat.
It's
Yeah.
not Eagles.
What is it then, Caleb?
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Bucks and six.
I'm wearing my Dallas Mavericks shirt. Josh got his exclusive Allen
Exclusive.
Iverson. He played
Hey,
he
in
wore that in the Barcelona game.
2007. And this is not for the Sixers. This is actually to help the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Okay,
We'll
okay.
talk about that later.
Oh
But
no.
Talk
I
about
got
that
the
later.
shirt jersey of my man Dirk Nowitzki, and he is shocked as we saw all the trade with the trade. But hey, he must be happy that uh his records will stay because they do not have Luka Doncic anymore. I'll put the trade out there right so we can just get right talking into it. I should have pulled it up, but it was Luka Doncic, um, and Luka Doncic. Markeith Morris, how they that's all from them, and then for Max Christie and Anthony Davis, Maxi Kleber. The Mavericks also give it Maxi Kleber, and then the Jazz somehow got into this. I was talking off camera with Mike. Me and Mike were just laughing because Danny Ainge somehow got his way also in this trade. With Jalen Hood-Schifino and getting two picks without giving up anything, which isn't. So it's hilarious because this was a big blind side throughout the entire league. No one knew this was coming. Shams has reported LeBron had no idea, Luka had no idea, and Anthony Davis had no idea. So both GMs and then Danny Ainge somehow, like I said, getting in there. What are you guys' first takes with this trade overall wise? Where were you guys at when you heard the news?
First, let's see what I was doing.
You were jiggling
Um,
it.
I was at, I was chilling at an Airbnb, seeing the news, and I'm just like, man, this can't be true. First, I'm like, what went on backstage that you trade Luca, who is your top three player, like a top three player, and he also took y'all to the finals. So something had to happen, like backstage with like with Mark Cuban. Maybe like Luca and Mark Cuban had some beef. For this to happen, this is wild. Um,
So this is all
I,
Nico. This is Nico.
yeah,
This is Nico's first time as GM. Mark Cuban's kind of taking a step away, and Nico's kind of came out and said they didn't want to pay him the super max, which is what he was
okay,
eligible
it's
with.
understandable.
And now he's with the Lakers, which is he's not eligible for that super max anymore, which is gonna be like 349 million. Um,
Crazy.
and they didn't like his conditioning, but with the conditioning aspect. Zion is still with the Pelicans, and they've had lick of no success. You literally went with the finals with a guy. Who cares about his conditioning? Like, but
Thanks.
yeah.
Um, first of all, let's get the Jazz out there. The Jazz got into the trade. How? I mean, I guess they need anybody they can get. Okay.
The Lakers needed to dump off a player for acquiring Maxi
Fine.
Kleber.
The Los Angeles Clippers that really doesn't matter. We're gonna talk about the Lakers and the Mavericks. Who won this trade? You can
Caleb,
think
what are your
about this like
thoughts?
two ways.
My
You can think
thoughts. I mean, when I first heard this, I it was like 11 last night, and I got a notification from my Yahoo Sports app, and I thought it was like one of those instances where like somebody's account got hacked because the trade
Yes.
just makes no sense. Like the value is just because essentially it's just Luca for Anthony Davis in a first, which
yeah.
makes no sense because I mean I could understand if you really wanted to get rid of Luca, maybe it's like AD and like three or four first round picks.
Yes.
But yeah, that just makes no sense to me.
We
They
saw
could
we
have
saw
gotten
McHale
so
go
much
for
more. You
5.
can't tell me that some other team wouldn't have offered way more for him. So that just makes no
It
sense
was
to me.
hidden. It was hidden. We didn't see what any of the other market could have been for him. We saw Mikal Bridges go for 5 first round picks. We saw Gobert go for 4 first round picks. We're seeing the top three player in the NBA, about to enter his prime at 25 years old.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even in his prime yet.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
sorry for cutting you off, Josh. Let's break it down. Who do we think kind of pulled away with this trade? Because I think it's kind of a what the hell for both teams. But
Yeah,
so
both teams. Okay, these other teams don't matter. Lakers and Mavericks. Talk about it. You can look at this like one way. I am confused. I am lost. I won't know what this look like until February because both of these players can get injured anytime. We know like how like their injury goes and being in the NBA is. Secondly, we can look at it as one. Um, so we know how the Lakers never really had two centers before. The last time they had two centers was Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis, right? When they won the bubble, 2020.
some
We could
JaVale
look at
McGee
it as
bets.
yeah, we could look at it as the Mavericks winning that because they have a more full-rounded team. They got Kyrie, they got PJ Washington at the three, maybe they can throw Clay at the two, and then maybe Derek Lively if he's healthy, and then AD at the five,
But my pushback
possibly.
on that would be, if anything, it'd be that Anthony Davis kind of got what he wanted because I saw
Yeah,
a report that the Lakers have kind of were irritated and irked with Anthony Davis's request for continuing to get a big so he can play the power forward. This is more
yeah,
of a win for not the Mavericks but for Anthony Davis. I mean, you're
yeah,
going
definitely.
into one of the best big lineups, big rotation lineups in the league with Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. I don't really see him having to play that many 5 minutes at all because
Yeah,
because already I didn't really want Derek Lively to get taken off the floor, but he's sharing minutes with Daniel Gafford. Um, this kind of hurts almost the Najee Marshall and like PJ Washington of the world. I feel like more for this team because neither of those players are kind of quick on their feet to play that small forward, and that
true.
power forward role is kind of getting shut down right now from Anthony Davis. But I just don't see how you think that even if you are gaining defensively, you've lost the 1-2 punch that you had that made you guys so lethal. Like there's nothing that's gonna replace that.
But the
And
thing is,
yeah,
God.
no,
Um,
my other pushback was just that like you said, like with the conditioning of Luka Doncic, like you're also training for a player that is 35 and has had more injury history. Like we used to call this guy day to day. I used to call him day to day Davis, but the internet
street
called him day
clothes.
to day Davis. Exactly. It's like you worry about Luka's conditioning and like just being ready for the season. Like there was years that Anthony Davis wasn't even playing for a season. Like I don't know. What?
Um,
Yeah, what did you have to say?
Thinking about it. The Lakers now do not have a center,
Yeah, it's Jackson Hayes and he's injured right now.
so they have to play. LeBron has to go out and score 40 points. Um,
Because even
will they
Luka's
drop
not
that? Will,
ready yet.
will they drop down from
Oh,
a
for
fifth
sure.
seed with Luka?
I mean, we were talking about how the Lakers would have loved to beat the fifth seed 2 years ago
Yeah,
last year in our podcast. Like, this is a
yeah,
good Lakers season. I felt like so far. Has it been contending worthy? No, but it's been fine for them enough. It just feels like them just blowing up their entire team for ready for the future. Like, I'm prepared almost for a LeBron James departure now. Like even more than I was ready for it because like the I saw a report that the him going to the Warriors has more legs now because like they've went behind LeBron James back almost like they've traded his best friend and his best player for basically the future because you can trade now you can trade LeBron James and pairing up anything with Luka would be fine because you have a 25-year-old player that is just that could propel you for those 5 years or 10 years.
yeah. True.
But yeah, I just don't understand the right now of it either because I feel like both Luca and LeBron play very similar. Like
Yeah,
I saw the projecting lineups. I feel like for the Mavericks is solidified. Like I know, like you just said, you maybe PJ Washington at the four and Anthony Davis at the five. I think we can see minutes maybe at that. But I think the big thing for that is Anthony Davis at the four. But I've seen lineups at LeBron James at the shooting guard, like some weird ass Lakers lineups because they clearly haven't they had to have another trade. It's not even like will they have another trade? They have to have another trade or another move coming up here because their team is not finished. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on on some other things, Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, do you guys honestly think that the Mavs got like better like for this season from the trade?
No, the only aspect they get better in is defensively. They will
Yeah.
honestly be one of the most defensive juggernaut teams in the West. I do will see that because they were able to make a top five defense with Luka. With that being said, you made a top five defense with Luka, and he is a top three player. So why the fuck would you, pardon my French, but why would you pivot from that? Because like you had it figured out. Like that trade deadline deal to get Gafford, to get those guys, you lost Derek Jones Jr. That was a somewhat hit this offseason, but you figured that out. And like they were at a point where they were at the top. Luka gets injured and then you dropped. That doesn't tell me to then get rid of Luka. You feel me? Even with Kyrie Irving not being an all-star this year, but playing on that borderline all-star talent, like he's another player. Like I've seen a lot of these people talk about how Anthony Davis is going to be 35 at the end of his contract. Where do we think Kyrie Irving is going to be at the end in the next 3 years? Like
Yeah.
like we have seen him being in a happy like he's been happy in Dallas like for a year and a half now. Like are we going to go back in time and see an upset Kyrie? Like are we going to like are we sure this is what he wants as well? Because like we've seen it, this is not where the place he wants to play basketball. He'll pull an interesting thing like Jimmy Butler. Like it's like it changes the dynamic of this team immensely. Like that's why I don't understand the future aspect at all for them. Because then once AD and Kyrie are gone, you're stuck with bones.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You trade like a franchise generational player just to not even be better. It just doesn't make any sense to me, I guess.
It yeah, it's confusing, but I understand it why you would do it for the Lakers. Like.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you get a top three, top four player, two top three, top four players.
hmm And then Uh, just going back in previous time, I just don't understand why the Lakers get this like royalty. Like they had the same thing. I mean, it's different storylines, but basically the same plot with Pau Gasol. Nobody knew Pau Gasol was available until the night he got traded from the Grizzlies. And like and he goes to play with Kobe. Nobody knew that he was available on that Grizzlies team because everyone thought it was going to be a pact with Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol. How could you split up brothers? And then you end
Yeah.
up Pau Gasol on the Lakers. Like no one knew he was on the market. Like I don't know how the Lakers keep going away with like and from the reports I'm seeing, it looks like the Mavericks went out and were like to the Lakers and like, hey, we have a guy that's available. And it seemed like Rob was like, okay, I'll hear you out on like what you want. And then he heard the final asking price and was like, okay. And then they immediately jumped the gun because like you don't want that to get off the board.
Yeah.
But then it's a bad look for the Mavericks because you got rid of a top three player, and it's honestly a bad look for the Lakers because you went behind Lee GM's back. Like
Yeah.
that, like this is the guy that LeBron purposely asked for. He got you a championship with Anthony Davis, and you didn't even clear it by him that he's gone. Like and and for how amazing Luka is, Luka is not a player that I feel like complements LeBron James in any way, and neither LeBron James play complements Luka's in any regard.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see them play together. I'm sure they'll struggle for a little bit, but I mean, yeah, you just got two superstars in the biggest city in the country, so I mean, it'll be fun to see. I don't the thought of Luca in the Lakers jersey makes me kind of sick to my stomach.
It
I don't
does.
feel like he'll look as good as he did in the Dallas blue,
Is he
but
wearing 77 or 7? He has to change the number. If he wants that number to retired in the Mavericks, it has to be just one, that 77, that obscure number, which is only for the Mavericks.
yeah, true.
In my personal opinion. What do you think, Josh, on the number situations?
Um, yeah, yes, change his number. Yes, change numbers because if you keep the same number, they won't retire to
It would just look
they
weird
won't
having two
they won't.
77s.
Yeah. Um back to another reason why I think the Mavericks won. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think LeBron and Luka can play together
Yeah.
unless they lower. unless they lower the amount. Like, okay, this person LeBron is gonna score 30 tonight. Luka might score 15. They gotta like or 30 and 30 if they can. Um, Having no center, they're gonna have to really carry. I don't see them doing it. I see them, of course, making the playoffs and keeping the fifth seed. Yeah, keeping the fifth seed for sure. With Vando might be coming back and him doing good and being defensive, I think they can definitely still make the playoffs for sure. I just don't know how far they can go with Luka and LeBron without Luka just keep dropping 50 a game and
Yeah.
LeBron just being the defensive player that he is.
The
That's the
one
only way they can be better.
I feel like another way, I don't know how much it is getting better, but like you said, like just how you mentioned, I don't feel like a 40-year-old LeBron James can be the point guard for the whole entire game. Like we haven't seen that. Like Austin Reeves has had a lot of the point guard responsibilities after the D'Angelo Russell trade. So having Luka is going to be nice. But I don't know how much that helps their half court offense. If their half court offense is just now Luka just kind of ISO work, and where's LeBron James in that action? Because uh, I don't really see Luka Doncic ever becoming a screen setter, and I don't really know if I want LeBron James at 40 being an all the time screen setter for Luka. Um, but like it's definitely going to help their transition offense, like their transition offense with LeBron and Luka going at the same time. Like it's going to be insane. But they were already a top five transition offense team. So you're getting your thing that you already were better at better. So that's not really that big of an improvement because you're getting way worse defensively. You have no rim protector. Rim protector. If we're talking about the guys that are in the top 10. I think you probably have the two worst defensive guys in the top 10 on the same team. Like,
Yeah,
it,
I would agree with that.
and that with no rim protector. It's Vanderbilt who like gives you that kind of Bam Adebayo, like he can play that pick and roll up top and drop down defense, but he's not a rim protector. Like they they're missing something big. Like again, like you said on the last podcast, Walker Kessler would be the perfect guy for this team to
Perfect.
just come
Yeah.
around. But now I'm thinking the asking price is too big for him. Like I don't know what the Robert Williams the third asking price is, but like what's a big that you could see on this team, Caleb, that they could get here? Because I do think that the other trade, like the Dorian Finney-Smith one, like it it looks good as well because you sure as fuck couldn't have it D'Angelo Russell on this team. Like that would have been a no-fly zone here. Like Luka, D'Lo, and like at least you have like a 3 and D. Like he's coming to like Dodo. But yeah, what's a big that you could see that being on this team?
Just like anybody?
Like a reasonable big, like a big that they could trade for. Like because
Oh
that
man.
like Vucevic is the one on the trade market, but he doesn't help their defense. He helps their offense, if anything. He's an offensive hub center.
Yeah, that was tough.
'Cause
Um,
I think Josh has a perfect fit. I don't know how much his asking price would be for Walker Kessler.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't honestly think of anybody else that'd be a better fit besides Walker Kessler, but yeah, I don't think they have enough like picks or resources to go and get him,
Because
honestly.
the budget big was Nick Richards, who has been playing
Oh
exceptionally well
yeah.
for the Suns, and I really liked his play for the Suns. But yeah, like those kind of like bigs, like, and then we saw those type of bigs when they do get popularized, like Isaiah Hartenstein, it's gonna be a pretty penny in the off season. So like it's hard to pull those lock defensive bigs now.
Maybe they can get Isaiah Stewart.
He can't play on the same team as Braun.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
He tried to kill him. He draw
Dang.
blood.
What do you think this trade does to Austin Reeves' legacy?
Good question. Hey, that's a good. Hey, no. That's a good question.
Yeah, like I
How does
just
this affect Austin Reeves' legacy?
Austin
Um,
Reeves better become a better defender because you
I
can't
think he
have
loses.
three of them
Yeah,
on the court. It's gonna be bad. They already hunt Austin Reeves already how it is. But yeah, what do you think, Josh, about Austin
I
Reeves'
think
legacy?
I think okay. I think this does not help Austin Reeves' legacy as the great guy as he is. Um, Overall, he will lose touches. He will have to wait till these 25 and almost 40-year-old guy get tired for him to come in. Hopefully he's not coming off the bench. Hopefully he's starting. Unless he's
Oh, he
starting at
won't
the one.
start.
I would start him at the one. Luka at the
Dang, that
two.
would be sweet.
On
That'd be sick to see.
that'd be perfect. But he'll be more of a facilitator role, and he would still average his 12 to 15 points.
Okay.
So that's what I think. Austin Reeves, my guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I also think another guy that's included in this trade that the Mavericks, I feel like, must have seen a little bit of something with Max Christie because he was the only player that was included with the Anthony Davis. So they must think he is everything that he has been for the Lakers. Um, but if you were to end the if you at the end of this season, I would say the Mavericks are going to be a better team, more well-rounded team in that regard. But I think we're going to look in 3 years down the future. Who knows where AD will be? Who knows where Kyrie will be? But I know the Lakers will have Luka, and uh, that'll be enough. I was having kind of a discussion because I believe in this point in this season, just because of the Luka just injuries and stuff, I believe Shea has been a better basketball player than Luka. However, like we're in the one of one, like the one of ones. Like it's Luca and James Harden, like prime James Harden. Like if I were to give two players a type of team that like Russell Westbrook won his MVP with, like just kind of a bunch of nobodies. Shout out Victor Oladipo and young Sabonis on that team and young Jeremy Grant. But like if there were players that I would be like just you have full reigns, isocentric, like it's James Harden at a prime, but it's right now like Luka Doncic. Like I would have Luka Doncic winning more games than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in like a complete like ISO like I'm shooting 40 or 30 shots a game every time. I don't know. You do get the defensive bonus with Shea, but like Shea, like I builds off this team and stuff. Like you're basically ISO and then collapsing with Luca, and then if the collapse is there, it doesn't matter what percentage shooter he will be there. He's passed it to Kyrie, and he's passed it to Derek Jones Jr. But
Now he
yeah,
can pass to Bronny.
man, my goodness, my camera's horrible right now. But yeah, yeah, Bronny, yeah, let's see if he can unlock Bronny. But that was also my other thing, like. If LeBron can't figure out Jackson Hayes, do they think Luka's gonna unlock Jackson Hayes to be this Derek Lively 2.0? I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But for the Mavericks, where would you go with like moving on with the Mavericks? That's honestly the biggest question. Like, where do you go with this now? Like, do you try to play competitive this season, or like I don't know how competitive you are going to be this year?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you got to play to win now because, I mean, you only have so many years left of AD. I mean, he's only what, got 2, 3 years left of his prime. Um, so yeah, I would just go all in for like the next 2 or 3 years because, I mean, you didn't trade your 25-year-old superstar for a 31-year-old, I guess also superstar, but yeah, you just
Yeah,
got to win now. I mean, if they rebuild for 2 years, AD's going to be 33, 34 years old, and at that
exactly.
point, you can't do anything.
Like just going back to the previous just like history of Anthony Davis and honestly Kyrie just getting the more and more older Kyrie gets, I feel like the
Yeah.
more injuries the tic tac injuries he has, he'll be out for a week or he'll be out for like 3 days or 3 games. But like is like we saw how fast and quick the Timberwolves plummeted after getting rid of Karl Anthony Towns and like like you get one injury or one bad injury bug with this Mavericks team. I could feel like they could be way worse. Are they worse than the Timberwolves right now in the standings? I don't know right now. I'll check on that. But yeah, they're right now they're the eighth seed and the Timberwolves are the seventh seed. So they're already worse. Like and you had Luka, so like you really think Anthony Davis this year is gonna boost you up? I don't know. I really don't know with this team. Shout out Danny
Yeah.
Ainge again for finding his way into this. Uh, Jalen Hood Schifino, I really hope he finds a home with the Utah Jazz. Been I think he was like 15% from field goal, was one of the worst rookies uh in his draft class. But yeah, any closing thoughts, Josh, on the trade?
Any closing thoughts on the trade? We're gonna see February. We're gonna come back to this day and we'll see. That's when they play. They play in February. I'm not sure the date. We'll see how it goes,
Yes, they do. They
and
do
then
play this month.
we'll come back. We'll come back and we'll reevaluate the whole situation, see what's going on.
Yeah.
From that game, both players have to play for us to be even able to even talk about it, honestly. So hopefully they're both healthy and no street close, and maybe it could be a competitive game. I think it'll
Yeah.
be a great.
I believe so. The Mavericks play tonight. I believe we're just gonna see no Luka of like normal. Perry probably won't even be like I'm guessing he won't even be in the arena, but we'll definitely hear a lot about that. I'll probably be tuned in because I hopefully they'll say some more news. I hope it's not just recycled news. But I believe the first game that they could truly play is Tuesday. They don't play Monday at all. Neither team does, but the Mavericks play um the 76ers, and then the Lakers play at 10 that night. So that could definitely be a game that. But also Luka and AD are both coming back from injuries, so we might just see the Morris brother and Max Christie suit up first from this trade, which would hurt. It was nice seeing D'Angelo Russell suit up right in that Brooklyn Nets jersey like two get like a day and a half later. Like I always love to see that. Like same with Dorian Finney-Smith. I felt like he was in his Lakers jersey the next game. But I think we might just say, yeah, we'll have to take some time, and then like we're talking about, I mean, we talked about already in this podcast, like I don't know, like how they'll fit, but like every trade, like like it has a gelling process, and we're already questioning the how LeBron and Luka will fit, but I think the gelling process should be easier for the Mavericks, but. If they can really get one of one with Luka and LeBron, I mean, they're I think we all agree they're a trade away. They're still a trade away from their actual true team. But alrighty, thank you all for watching. Any last words for many of y'all?
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. But we'll see y'all for Friday Night Futon like always. Like and subscribe to Giblets the Clown Gaming if you want to see my league. I did this trade in my league already. The Mavericks and Lakers don't play for a little bit in my league, so no gameplay for that yet. But it's in the ticker every single time I play. But yeah, like and subscribe to Giblets the Clown Gaming, like and subscribe to Friday Night Futon, and we'll see y'all next Friday. Deuces!
Peace.
Peace.